This tip will save you thousands of operations in Make. We have this particular use case where we have batches of webhooks coming in at roughly the same time frame. So 7:04:15 through 7:04:34, and a couple more later on. Because we know that when they're coming in, we don't need to process each of these individually. What we can do is actually set up a schedule. We're using 5 operations per day on the schedule versus 5 operations per webhook that's coming through. Now, there are some additional enhancements to this to cut it down to 5 operations, and I'll do that in a different video. But let me show you how to change webhooks to process on a schedule instead of instant. But first, here's what it actually looks like to process as a group, where it outputs a bundle for each of those webhooks that's received. Now we're only using one operation and we're outputting 56 bundles. So we're saving at least 55 operations. Let me show you how to change it from processing immediately to processing. First thing you're going to do is go down here to the scheduling option. It's right next to the save button. You're going to change this from immediately to whatever schedule you want. In our case, we only want to do it once a day. So we're going to do it at 10:45 and click save. So it'll change from that lightning bolt to this clock. And that's how you know you're running on a schedule instead of instant. Second thing you need to do is go to the webhook itself and change the max number of results from 1 to however many you want to process. Be careful here because you can hit API limits if you're doing things in large batches. So you want to lower it just enough so you don't hit those limits, but high enough that you're seeing results and ROI from making this change. By making that one change, we can go from using 50 to 100 operations per webhook down to 1. So it's saving us thousands of operations per month. It is not always something you want to use just to save operations. Oftentimes you do need those instant webhooks. But one use case we had recently was we had a client that was receiving probably 7 to 8 webhooks that they did not need for every one that they actually did. In that case, we were able to run the operations every 30 minutes, group those webhooks, and filter out the ones we did not need. And that saved him significant amount of operations per month with very little additional developer costs. So if you want more tips on how to implement Make and AI into your daily automations, be sure to follow.